Yeah.
Been live.
Oh man, I didn't know that. Hey man, say man, do. Welcome to another episode of the Stuck in the Middle podcast, where you know what's up and it's stuck. Every week.
Every week. Bro, I ain't heard that in a minute.
Every week. Every week. Every week. Every week.
Every week, y'all.
Hot chow.
It's ours.
Oh, you got to cut that in there. Well, no, we're trying to keep the episode up.
How do you cut something in?
Huh?
You said cut that in there.
And you put it in. It's a
Oh, you
combination
cut.
of two
Oh,
words.
yeah. I was just like, I mean, I was missing the
you know
other
how
word.
DJ Khaled was like cloth talk, edit talk.
A call a chandelier.
BTS talk. Behind the scenes.
I am unaware.
Yeah, I'm in the cutting room.
I know what that means.
Oh, wow. So you know what it is, guys. Before we do anything, we can't move off of no line, especially not the one I'm on right now, which is you got to make sure you follow us on all the plats. Make sure you +1. And when you do it, double punch. When you do it, you get all the notifications when we go live. You drop your new videos, new shorts, new reels, any kind of content, you'll get it first. Make sure you do it. If you don't, as my boy B Wood would like to say, you're fraud.
Fraud.
Yeah, you out of there.
Fraudulent.
I keep the fan with me. I'm the official social cues. Follow me on everything.
Hi, Red Fred is in the building, a.k.a. Coach Hef.
Be wood because we locked in.
They call me the resident unicorn. Am I a unicorn? No, I'm a beast. My name is Cori from Cori's Corner. This is my dog Perry. He is for the 3rd week in a row.
Not
He
where
don't
he's
wanna
supposed
work,
to be.
man.
And a floor
wanna work.
potato.
Yeah,
He's
he
supposed to be a
work
couch.
from home.
His job is a couch potato.
He work from home.
He made a bed down there with the blanket, though.
It's crazy.
Yeah, he crazy. I spoiled him.
Comfortable.
I spoiled him. Is that camera on? It's recording? All right, bet.
He's just throwing you off.
Not me.
Yeah.
No,
You
I
don't
turned
want-
that off and I didn't
No,
want
maybe we want to check. Again. Wait.
No, I know it's
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
What?
Anyway.
Huh? What?
You know, some people like their cucumbers pickled.
Some people like they pickles is pickles.
All
Some
right,
people
here
like
we
their
go.
cucumbers
All
as
right.
apples.
All right, listen, guys, y'all know what it is. We are a pop culture podcast. We show up every week to give you guys hilarious takes, pop culture news and reviews and everything you can't use. But first, we start with you. Make sure you go to StuckyPod.com. I'll say it again. Make sure you go to StuckyPod.com. You say it 3 times. I remember. Make sure you go to StuckyPod.com.
You
Give
must
us,
stay focused.
huh?
I said Dr. Umar. He said everything 3 times.
He
right?
does. It's the same thing. You must stay. Donations.
We dropped that boy a lot and easy.
Because we want him to open the school already. My son need to go somewhere. I need to put my son in something.
He's not go. You
He
can't.
start tagging Doc.
I need to enroll him.
When he start tagging
Hey,
him.
I'm sorry to tell you, my brother. Your son ain't getting the FDMG.
Why not, man? My son got it. Oh, right. Yeah.
Your son ain't getting
listen.
the FDMG.
Nah,
Dog.
he can get in.
No, he
No,
can't.
no. My son ain't
He gotta
getting in
be
there.
full?
He got it.
No, he got to be all the way.
I thought you
Yeah,
got to be.
Dr.
be
Umar don't like.
inspired.
Dr.
What he say?
Umar don't
Black
like me.
queens forever.
Hey.
Snow bunnies never.
Hey, Dr. Umar don't like me.
Nah, we not invited.
Yeah, but so if you go to StuckyPod.com, what you can do is give us your Stucky Situations. What's a Stucky Situation? A simple thing. Are you stuck? Financially, spiritually, emotionally, relationship-wise, at work,
Physically.
in life. We want to hear about it. It's important to us. Literally, that's why we do this show. Go to StuckyPod.com to submit. Once you've done that, we'll put it on the show. My boy, Hired Fred, will put it up in the segment. From there, we try to look around the world and see what's stuck and stupid. And there's so much that's stuck and stupid. We put it on the wheel. B Wood Cooks. At the very end, Cori, he ties it up in a pretty little bow since it's on our week and gets us unstuck. Guys, that's the show. It's about an hour and a half. Thank you for showing up this week, and also thank you for sticking around. Hopefully you'll do that for the remainder of the time that we have with you, which is forever. Hey,
Yeah.
Stucky Week-cap. We can't do nothing without knowing what y'all did this week. I'm going to jump it off with Jay Mid this time.
First off, popcorn is from Cori.
Huh? How you
Corey
feel?
was popcorn last time. That's you. We ended with
Hold
you.
on. Listen.
You was the first pick. You said popcorn.
Hey,
I remember that.
Hey, Mr. Host selected
Listen.
you.
Wow.
I'm just trying to stick. I'm just trying to stick with it.
Here's my thing. It's Stucky Week-cap, and let me explain. That was right last week until they updated the new regs.
Yeah, there you
Well,
go.
they upgraded before
May
that.
first.
We got new
May
regs.
1st,
We got
new
new
regs
regs
came out,
New
so-
regs say higher ed.
Hi, Fred. You're up to
All
bat,
right,
brother.
look, Higher Fred.
Brother.
It's amazing, brother.
This week,
Pop.
What's that,
this
brother?
week I am stuck on vacation.
Damn, did you
That boy
just-
always go.
No, I'm not. Y'all
Jet
understand?
setter.
I'm literally all those times where I was gone, I was working. So
You just had a birthday tour. You're lying.
I had a birthday tour.
You're
We're calling
lying.
it out.
I was
What this, 2
coaching. I
episodes
was
ago?
coaching a
New Orleans.
volleyball tournament in Houston. It just so
grenades.
happened to
Hey,
be
If you
on
go
my
back
birthday
3
weekend.
episodes, he might not be there.
Hey, make sure you flash
Yeah,
back
yeah.
in
Beignets everywhere.
Yeah,
Going
Remember
crazy.
beignets? Remember
You remember that?
beignets?
It was,
remember
it
that?
was, so in New Orleans,
Is that
I'm not supposed
ash
to
or
eat.
powdered sugar?
Yeah, come on.
Houston, does that ring a bell?
Come on.
Houston was me at a volleyball tournament.
Oh, okay.
And
What
the
about
turkey
after?
leg hut.
I didn't go.
Oh.
Usually
After
you
I
take
was
pictures
here.
when you're at the volleyball tournament.
You
Usually,
didn't hit the breakfast
I
club?
saw you at a bar. Yeah.
I didn't know they
I'm
played
about to say.
volleyball 2 in the morning on Snapchat. I don't know.
2:00 in the morning. Who up at 2:00 in the morning?
Why you
I
had
don't
beads
know.
on?
I just know what I seen.
Why you had
Y'all
beads on?
tripping.
Be honest,
Anyway.
why you had beads on?
Anyway, I'm stuck on trying to be a little bit more sporadic in life. On vacation
We
wise,
love that.
I bought a cruise today.
To Puerto Rico?
No,
Hold on.
to
This is
Cozumel.
important. Just out of nowhere.
You went basic on them. You went
It
light work.
was literally like pretty last minute. Yeah,
You went light work on them. You had a little coupon.
I didn't have a coupon, but a really close friend did, and
Yeah, you gotta hit
1
the
plus
coupon.
1 equals 2 plus
That's what
1
Beyonce
equals
said.
3.
Beyonce, that's what I'm
I'm
about
about
to
to
say.
say 1 plus 1 equals 2.
and 1. So it was a deal that I couldn't pass up. So
Do you have the pass with the drinks?
You
Yeah,
have to.
I mean, first off,
There's no way
you
to
don't
cruise
have
without
to.
it.
But here's the reason why you don't have to. When you become diamond and platinum, drinks is pretty much.
This is light stunt
Listen,
work.
this is
Watch
He's
watch
a
how he does
professional
it.
stunt
Yeah,
artist.
he
Listen,
just-
thank you. If you're not him, you have to.
Yeah,
And
he's
a
a
lot of y'all
PSA.
aren't him.
For those who are not on his level.
Yeah.
I'm not saying there are plenty of people who are, but anyway,
Sure, plenty.
this would be the first cruise I ever had where I got the drink package. So,
Wow.
You know what? Shout out to Virgin Voyages.
which will be one that I
Yes.
go
That's
on.
what you're going on?
If
No.
you're no. I will never go on another cruise if it isn't Virgin. Shout out to Virgin. I will say this: you want to feel like that, you want that diamond, because other places you had to grind for that diamond. You got to go on 20-something cruises or whatever it may be. Virgin, you got that big boy money. They'll upgrade you to rock star. You could
gotta
be a
add
rock
out
star.
that
They'll
boy.
upgrade
You
you.
said if you got that big boy money, so you
No,
paying
I'm
up.
saying like it's just
No,
like, it's like
he's
a
saying you can
package.
get diamond today.
Yeah. First cruise,
Virgin
you
got
can
a
be
free
down.
ad.
You can
baby.
do
It's-
that
it's-
on Carnival if you really want to. You just got to
Alright.
pay for it.
All
Nah,
right.
can he please promote Voyager? Is it Voyager?
Virgin Voyages.
Oh yeah, can we please?
Virgin.
No,
You
don't
got it.
promote it. We Carnival.
Fantastic Voyage.
But no, anyway, so I'm just
Fantastic Voyager.
y'all tripping. So anyway, I'm on that. I'm on working, and finally
And cruising.
scheduling
I love that for you, bro. I hope you keep
scheduling
on
vacation.
doing it. We
Yeah,
be
stay
making fun of
sporadic,
you,
my
but
friend.
we just jealous. That's all.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Stay
That's all
sporadic.
we making fun of usually when you do
I'm
that.
trying to be on the water
You're
too.
jealous.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's all right.
Stay sporadic.
Hey,
Take
we can take an episode on a cruise one day.
That'd be cool.
We just got to get 1,000 followers. To do
Virgin,
that.
hey,
Come on, bro. What is
slid that
going
in.
on,
we
bro?
love that.
And you
Hey,
gotta
hey.
have pockets like his.
Yeah, I don't got it like
My
that, guys.
pockets is
Y'all
extra shallow.
Y'all have to make that happen.
That
I
would
wish you
be
could see the
tough.
driveway right now.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah.
lot of. Should I say
Yeah,
that?
it's just a lot of electricity.
Real bright.
Generators. We need
Yeah,
generators.
why is there
it's
two
real
big
bright.
batteries outside?
It's real bright. Who brought the go-karts? Come on, B Wood. What you stuck on?
Oh man, I'm stuck on being off on a Friday,
Me too, bro.
Yeah,
What?
I-
That's a first ever.
dude. But I had to work like hell today, boy.
Yeah.
I heard
that's
tired.
right.
That's it.
Well,
I
you out tomorrow?
told you my
Let's
life
go.
is the most boring life ever. I don't do anything spectacular. I just work hard. I try to be a better man. Like Music Soul Child, look that up. That's a good song.
Mhm.
And that's it, man. That's all I focus on. Me, my family, God. Stuck on God.
Hallelujah.
Hip Rock Sisters,
The
God.
Rock.
So
The rack.
yeah, that's what I'm stuck on. Yeah, that's it, man. We locked in.
Oh, my bad, sir.
We locked in.
Come on,
who?
Corey.
Oh, am I passing the popcorn?
No, Corey got to
Pass
give
the
us
peas, like
social
what you
media of the
say.
week.
Huh?
Corey said he got to give us social media of the week every week.
Oh, bro, what's going on around the world and what's popping on social media?
You better. I already know you. If you don't bring it up, I'm a
Stuck
bow
on
guy.
socials?
There's a lot that's going on in the world.
This
bro.
should be the biggest conversation.
Kendrick and Drake.
There's nothing else to talk about.
Drake. I
Oh, that's
mean,
what you stuck on?
It's not really the social. I'm not stuck.
I was
on that.
really stuck on that. I just wanted
I'm
to leave
not-
it. I didn't want to talk about it. I didn't want to-
nothing to
I'm stuck
talk
on
about,
Kendrick
bro.
Pause.
What are we
I'm
saying?
not Stuck on Kendrick and Drake.
Oh my god!
You
Not
can't tell me
Kenny?
that Teddy Penny
But I
part
will
was stupid.
say,
Amazing,
no, the
brother.
entire thing was
Beautiful. Beautiful.
And you know what's funny?
Oh.
I beat everybody to the punch. I'm not lying with you
What do you
on
mean?
this one.
Listen to the record.
When I first heard it, when he dropped it, 824, Kobe, first off, he dropped it at 824.
Oh,
That's right.
that was okay.
I heard the record. I heard the reverse part first. Before I even listened to the song,
Everything it said is true.
I said, download that mug, put it in, reversed it, right? And I said, oh, that's crazy because I know exactly where it came from, right? I said, it's crazy. He already jumping off crazy. Before I even listened to the rest of the song, I just heard that. I said, which is also, and this is what people are also kind of missing. If you ever had the Prince album, the Purple Rain one, Prince did the same thing. He had a reverse message at the end of it. So that's another parallel that is going over most people's heads. Crazy, bro. He's very calculated.
21 Savage.
Like Joe
right?
Budden said, that's for
you
the music giants.
You know what I also say? I
Yeah.
listened to it on the phone while I was working the first time, and I was like,
First time I didn't like it.
First time I was
Everyone's
like,
first go around
eh,
with it was-
right? I was
Everyone's
like-
first go
I
around
was pissed
was
off. Like, go at
I
Drake,
really
boy.
was like,
Go at Drake, my
like,
boy.
this
You
is
starting out
kinda-
slow for
Yeah, I
it.
was like, come on, bro. But then
But then
I walked across campus and I put my headphones on.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time I got to the other side of campus, I said, hold on.
Yeah, slow down.
Let me listen to it when I get in the car.
Yeah.
And then I got
Been neutralized.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
He didn't make the music that pacifying.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know
yeah.
what
I was
I'm
like,
saying?
oh,
I got in the car, and
I
by the
hate you for
time
this.
by the time I made it home, I was like, "Oh, he smoked one
yeah.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. he
for
was-
sure,
Yeah.
for sure."
Yeah,
But-
I can't get past the YNW Melly line. Like once I heard that, I was like, let me just run it back.
I mean, there were so many in there. I think that line, the Daft Punk line, was tough.
Mm-hmm.
The way he structured a lot of his
That's
The
flows.
flows.
period. It
When he was
Tough.
going
the beat switches, the beat selection, everything.
Yeah, it was so,
He
it was
said
just so
everything,
deep. But
everything,
also,
everything.
here's the thing that most people, and again, all I've seen on my timeline is this. Let's just keep it a buck, bro. I feel like a lot of people in this world, they do not like Drake. They just don't like
Which
Drake.
is crazy,
Drake is
but-
corny. Whatever
Yeah.
it may be, they don't like Drake. DMX then said it, and now Kendrick gave people the right to say it. You want to know the hardest bar to me in that whole thing? When he was just like, sometimes shit is just corny. It ain't even got to be that deep. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't like you, fam. I just don't like you.
It ain't gonna be that.
So all the think pieces, bro, save it, bro. You just don't like Drake. Let's call it like it is. You just don't like Drake. Save the think pieces. Because all the think pieces you saying, they be corny. And here's what I'll say. We didn't learn nothing new from Kendrick. And I'm not saying that we need that in a battle rap, because the battle rap, I just need to go at your character. So I don't have to get new
No, there's
information.
levels.
But
There's levels.
Pusha T ruined that for everybody, right?
Yeah,
Pusha T
there's so
exposed
many
something.
things that it was ruined already.
Right.
Yeah.
There's nothing that Kendrick said that hasn't already been said. He just did
That's
it in
right.
a very clever way. So that to me is why I was like, I like the layers here. I like the delivery. I like that he's just going at Drake
Yeah.
and he called him by his different names. He
Mhm.
called him Drake. He called him the boy. He called him everything else.
Aubrey.
Right. And he did it in different ways. So he showed his masterful pen in his brain. So I enjoyed that. But I'm also like, bro, both of y'all, this is to Drake and to Kendrick. Stop with the jabs, bro. Just drop the news.
No, hear me.
No,
out.
drop the news, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what it's like.
but he did put out information I didn't know, putting out the cease and desist on the like.
I didn't
No,
know that's
but
why-
here we
that's
go.
crazy.
Here we
I
go.
didn't
No,
know
no,
that.
no.
I didn't know
Again,
that.
that's
That's crazy.
speculation.
That's
Everything
crazy.
that was on there that could be, even the lawsuit, people flipped that up. That's not real.
Hold on. Let's
It-
keep
it-
it. Let's go black and white, like B would like to say, real quick. Who's up?
Kendrick, 100%.
Who's
I
up?
think
He got the feature,
Drake.
and he got the
haven't been
feature
paying
in the what's the name?
Come
on.
If honestly,
Come on,
the as a lyricist, Kendrick's up.
100%.
In the beef, I think Drake's up.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now,
yeah,
In the
Dr-
beef, I think Drake's up.
Yeah.
Now you're talking about including social media.
Including the beef is everything.
Okay, with that being said, of course, because Kendrick don't play the social media. He's not. A
That's
kid.
his fault.
He's
That's
not
not
that.
well, that
So
counts against him.
fine. He got it.
Yeah,
He got
yeah.
it. Yeah, he
said
got
he's
it.
a kid because
I
of
was
that?
gonna
That's
say
not
the
saying
same
like
thing.
playing the pettiness of
If-
it.
if
The
we're- if
pettiness
we're-
use the social
If we
media.
were just
that's
talking
kiddish.
lyrics,
Nah, if we're not, because we can't, because it's all
that's my
layers.
point.
So if
You-
we're doing that, I say Drake is still up, and I it's hard because as I keep listening to this Kendrick, that's one thing about Kendrick though.
he gonna make you listen 8, 12 times, bro.
Boy, we love that man because he gonna make you every time you listen, you gonna find something else like, oh, actually, I didn't catch that the first time.
I'm just saying that the reaction you got off a feature. That's all I'm saying. Again,
But
Oh,
he's
yeah,
done
yeah,
that. But
yeah,
that's his
100%,
formula. That's his
100%.
formula, right?
that's a bet.
But
you know?
think about it. This is why he does it, because it plays in his favor. In his favor, he doesn't put out a lot of quantity of music. So when he does it, in a way, he's kind of like Jay-Z with that. When Jay-Z drops, it's always so big because we haven't heard from him in a long time. So especially with these new drops, when nobody knows who's on the album, so you just listen to that song, and out of nowhere, Kendrick comes. You're like, it's a treat. Because we don't get Kendrick a lot, right?
I personally think Kendrick has came out with music. It just hasn't been commercialized.
No,
he has came out
what,
with features, and he's came out with
what
different
features
things.
has he been on?
I can't name them, but I've heard him on a couple records. I've heard it personally. I heard, especially with Future. He got a Future record before this Like That came out.
If we're talking
he got
about
a Future record, he got
no, for sure.
The album with Kodak. He got a couple records with some people from TD. Is he not on Schoolboy Q?
You're gonna tell me, okay? When we talk about
he
quantity,
might not be on there. I'm saying, is he not on there?
But if we're talking about quantity of music in general, not just talking about,
but Drake,
features,
come on.
No, I'm not talking about just Drake. I'm talking about what the industry standard is now.
100%.
Everybody puts out quantity. So when we get Kendrick, it's a treat because we feel like we never get to hear Kendrick. Because he's not putting out.
To Brian's point, it's not that we never get to hear him. It's just
I think with the Future beef, it's more like, oh man, Kendrick's coming out.
Yeah,
like Kendrick's been coming out with music.
I'm
it's just
simply stating if we were to
beef.
put numbers on the table right now, Kendrick is very low.
No,
100%. But compared to who though?
No,
but compared to like the standard of what everybody's putting out, if you're
that's what I'm saying. Quantitative to what? But you're saying to the level that people are putting out music right now. Then of course he's far behind per se, but that's not to say he's complete. There are some artists that are completely.
I think he's putting out 2 to 3 records a year. That's what everybody does, unless they're putting out an album. That's what I think.
Yeah,
who's coming out with more than 2 to 3 records a year?
First off, all of these female
rappers.
Yeah, that's number one.
Glorilla's still going off of 1 record. Sexy Red.
She got 2 records.
I wish I had my phone on me, bro. They dropping single after single, especially if we talk about Ice Spice. They dropping single after single after single and albums.
I've Spice got with the fart. That's it. She got the fart record.
Hey, that record's big.
It's a big record.
She just dropped that other one.
The one that just came out for Coachella.
Yeah,
that she premiered at Coachella.
Nobody's talking about.
Yeah,
right, but my point is that there's still volume.
But that's what I'm saying. Kendrick's dropping stuff that nobody's just talking about.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying. It's like he has records out. It's just nobody.
I'm saying I've heard some of them records too, and I'll look it up when we get offline. I'll probably put them stats in here. I promise you, it's not as many as you think.
Yeah, it might be about 2, 3. That's
probably even less.
So what are you stuck on?
I'll tell you, man. That Kendrick record.
Outside of that,
man, Drake, you just dropped, dog. I need you to go crazy.
You're on the clock, Drake. I love you, Aubrey, but you're on the clock.
If I was Kendrick, I would have dropped another one on him.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Well, hey, keep in mind.
If I was Drake, I would have literally dropped.
Well, keep in mind, Kendrick has a 19-minute track. That's just 6 minutes of it.
That's what I'm saying.
We got
come on,
way
man.
more to come. Like,
just give me a piece of it.
Yeah, no. I mean, but Kung Fu.
But I'm gonna act like
Kung Fu does his thing on social media too. He just does it from too far away. Like, he'll do certain things. Let me know he's really on it. Like, drop it on YouTube. Like, that means you have some understanding of where to go.
You drop it on Apple Music too.
Correct, but the fact that you have it on YouTube, like out the gate, you have some understanding. Like, I need to capture this off of YouTube. Like, so he knows something about social media. We don't want to play him down too crazy, right? Kung Fu know what they're doing, but that's one thing I'm stuck on. I'm actually going on vacation too in a couple weeks. I'm going to Mexico though.
Hey,
turned up.
Get some good food.
Oh yeah, finna smash on.
And it's gonna be home cooking.
Oh, that's gonna be lit.
Nah, it's that resort cooking, man. So we're gonna have to see about that. But I'm gonna step out. I'm gonna step out a couple days. We gonna, hey baby, I'll be over here trying to get some of that mofongo. No, I'm playing.
Resort?
Yeah, the resort was nice, bro. We got it for a super cheap price, bro. Like, we got it for less than $1,000, which is
that's crazy.
How many followers we need on every platform?
$1,000. Try to slide a mug in there, man.
Come on, bro. Come on. First of all, no, I didn't. Ain't nowhere you can go in the world for $1,000 right now. So that's a lie. Just so that we're not fact checked over here.
Know somebody. Know somebody.
No, I'm family of 4.
Oh, I mean,
good luck.
3 of us.
No,
you can go to Pizza Planet.
Yeah. Good luck. But yeah, anyway, it was I'm just really excited about our growth, bro. We keep looking pause. Whoa, no Diddy. We keep looking better week over week. That was not planned. That was actually pretty good. That was like synced up. We were 530, I think, on YouTube, Instagram, 8, 16.
So we almost up there on the IG.
Oh yeah, we over on the audio. I'm over that. We over that. You know what I'm saying? Look at him. What's going on?
That's all right. Just have it in there.
This is excited for us, trying to hit our goals. That's what we want to do, guys. We just want to hit our goals. Simple and plain. Once the squeaker goes out, he may.
Come on, man. How you want to play? You supposed to be working.
Lit.
But yeah, come on, man.
He gonna have us with the audio on a Stucky Situation.
But he turned that thing up.
What you mind?
The toy.
Oh, he did, didn't he?
Yeah, that one too. All right. So this week we have an anonymous submission from 35 to 44-year-old female. And it goes a little something like this. I've been a boss for over 15 years.
You just can't walk into it. Go.
Bro, why can't you just walk directly into the Stucky situation? Why
No,
you
no,
guys give us a
go ahead,
Like,
bro.
but
That
does
goes a
it
little something like this is
matter?
hilarious.
I know,
Because
like, I
it
feel
makes me
like
laugh
It's the
every
greatest
time.
opener all time.
It is, and it
Yeah.
goes a little
It's
something
like-
like
But then
Bro,
she
we gonna
killed me, and then she doubled down with the boss. But go ahead.
Go ahead.
I've been a boss for over 15 years, and the employees I had. We cannot do this. We cannot do
No,
this.
we're
again.
good.
This is
We're good.
another
We're good.
episode.
We're good. We're good. We're good. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. I've been a boss for over 15 years, and the employees have to work for me part-time. Over the course of the 15 years, I've heard so many stories of bosses letting them go for culture reasons instead of being direct. So these adults know where to grow. Why are some bosses easy to be direct with current employees, but have a hard time shooting them straight when they're going to let them go? Is it a fear of themselves looking bad or the fear of the employee's reaction from getting fired? At the end of the day, the relationship is terminated, so the least you can do to help someone grow is to shoot them straight. What do y'all think?
Man, it's crazy because we kind of talked about it last week.
I'm about
right?
to say this looks a lot like what we were talking about last week about sugarcoating termination.
But I have a different angle with this too.
Okay.
I think sometimes it's not easy to be a boss, right? In
That's
general.
most times. I
No,
wouldn't
no,
even say more than
sometimes.
sometimes.
I was finna flip it. In general, it's not easy to be the boss or a boss or a manager or anything, because you're not only managing, and particularly it depends on other cultural things, right? Because sometimes we're managing feelings and not even performance. I have to take into account that you feel a certain way about whatever it may be. And that's commendable. So you want to also protect that. And for me, I think you put on there, is it fear of making themselves look bad or fear of their employee reaction that they're getting fired? I don't necessarily think it's the fear of an employee's reaction. I just think that you're a human, bro. You don't want to deliver. Nobody likes delivering bad news. I say nobody. There are people out there that do like that. They get a little razzle dazzle from being the person who has a little power. So it's, at the end of the day, relationship is terminated. So at least you can do is help someone grow and shoot them straight. Again, this is for the person who wrote this in, I think this is a perspective thing. Just because you shoot it to somebody straight doesn't mean that they're growing. People are growing in a lot of different ways. Here's a perfect example. For me, a lot of coaches would say I was a coachable player. But certain coaches could not get that out of me. The ones that shot me straight all the time and just put me down or whatever it may be, I did not want to play for them. I was not growing underneath them because I had no trust in them. Mm-hmm. And the same goes with everybody else. You have to know. Some people need that, shoot it to me straight, and some people don't. So you being a good boss is figuring out how you can do what is best for the people or the person who needs it. If they need a shot straight, shoot it straight. Yeah. If they need a little of the, what did we call it last week? Beating around the bush or sugarcoating.
Yeah.
Sugarcoat it. The result at the end of the day is still the same.
You still let go.
They still gone.
Yeah.
So figure out what's best for their employee, and that's what it is. Like,
nah, man, I want to know what be with it. What you think is that? You think it's?
I think being the boss, you have to do what you want to do. So in other words, you don't even know what's going to work unless you do it. So you don't know if shooting them straight is going to work unless you shoot them straight. Mm-hmm. And you don't know if not shooting them straight is going to work unless you not shoot them straight.
And see what happens.
You just do. Being a boss, you have to make that tough decision. That to me, that's what separates bosses. Can you make a decision? Can you make hard decisions and not put? It sounds bad, but not put somebody's emotion at that same pedestal. Like sometimes you have to. Being a boss, you have to say, hey, I can't put their emotions over work. I have to just shoot it straight. Wherever it goes from there, it goes from there. You just got to take that L. And whatever 100%. Happens, now again, sugarcoating. It's a science. It's a science. Really like you got to figure out some professional words. Like Matt told me a long time ago, like, hey, we don't say this word, we say opportunity.
That's right.
That's a player word to me. Yeah. That's a
I can say you suck at this, or I can say we have an opportunity.
But as a boss, you have to be good at your craft. So you also have to figure out different things. You got to maybe go to different conventions and figure out ways to tell people they're trash.
Yeah.
But to me, it's like- well, yeah, it's not
means.
even tell
Whatever
people
that means.
But if you have to, sometimes, like you said earlier, you don't know if it works until you try it out. I would argue that's what makes you a bad boss. You don't know your people.
Yeah, you should
You should
know that
know.
it works. Well, I'll give you this. I'll you know me. I try to focus on the get unstuck part, right? So, somebody taught me is something known as it's about communication. I know Jeremy's mad. I probably just stole his whole thing. Well, I've been talking about communication since week 1. Yeah. But what is most important is this concept called CPD. Shout out to Dr. Harris. It's you're really just trying to understand the person's communication style, their perception style, and then 100%. How they're going to decipher, right? So number 1 is communication. If you figure that part out, you're going to win. So how do you get unstuck? There's 3 types. You got direct. That's what you're trying to figure out is why can some people be direct, and that's exactly what it is. They're going to deliver it to you directly, or they're going to perceive directly, right? Then you've got the analytical. This is the person that, okay, now you came in yesterday. You signed in, it was 7:05. I told you to sign in at 7 o'clock. Now, previous to that, there was 3 weeks where you signed in at 6:50, but I told you to stop doing that, and I wrote you up for it, and you kept doing it. Is there a reason why I did that? So this is because of that reason that they're breaking down every single reason why they have to make this decision. And then there's the avoidant processor. This is somebody that you just can't be direct with. You have to let them hold it for a couple days, and process it, and then come back and work it out. That's how you get through to people is you understand which one of those 3 they are. Figure out what that is, okay, by asking simple questions, basically. Like, so if I said this, how does it make you feel? Oh, you can't come at me like that. Oh, write that down. Oh, yeah. Then later on in life, you can tell them directly, exactly in their language, what it is you want to get across. Versus, hey, man, I'm just going to shoot my shot and hope something work here. Like, no, I know you can't take my direct message, so I'm going to hit you exactly where you speak. Like, that way I don't have to call. That's why last week I said the same thing about sugarcoating. Is it sugarcoating? If I know that this person is not going to take on my message the way I would like it to because I'm only giving it to them in my language. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't know that that's sugarcoating. Maybe I'm just trying to speak their language clearly enough to get across to them that you're fired.
Right.
But
I could be like, hey, you're fired.
Go
and
ahead.
that might not, it might not settle.
So in my head, I feel like I'm having 2 avenues with this. Number 1, catering to the language, as long as that person understands the language that you're speaking. So I'm being very basic. I'm not putting emotion to it. Mm-hmm. The word fired is fired. There's no that's not sugarcoating. That's not,
that's not
if you're fired, if you're terminated, the message is you're not working for me anymore.
Yeah, it's really that basic.
Okay. And at the end of the day, you're not really catering to their feelings. You're doing the boss move, what you got to do. All right. Term that we do in higher ed all the time, sandwiching. Sandwich is not sugarcoating.
No.
There's no lying in sandwiching.
I like sandwiching.
So sandwich them with, hey, look, I think you're really good at this. I think you suck at this, but I think this is good. So maybe you might want to go do that at that job. But you cannot do that here. Sorry, I got to let you go.
Yeah.
Super, like, vague way to put it. But at the end of the day, you can sandwich an employee and be very direct. That covers the emotional aspect of it. Mm-hmm. That also lightens the blow because you're telling them some of the things that you've seen that is positive in them while still letting them know that those positives aren't going to work for you here or in that location. And so they still got to go. But at the same time, I think there is some people who have a fear of an image that I'm firing someone, and how does that look on me as a supervisor? Okay. Now, here's what I would say, having worked as long as I have. The image of firing someone is drastically different from the image of people leaving under you.
Yeah, that's different.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you got to let someone go, as a supervisor myself, as someone who's been a boss for years, if people are leaving under you and there's that culture is like, oh, this is a little scary.
Hey, man, say it again for the camera, bro.
Like, it again for the camera. But no, as a supervisor, like, you have to really think. People who are constantly leaving under you speaks astronomical volume
about you
as a supervisor. Mm. But at the same time,
leaving
if
or firing?
people are leaving.
Yeah, but say firing and leaving.
But at the same time, if people are staying and you are harboring bad employees, that also speaks volumes, right? So
Yeah,
the
there's a good
third option is only, hey, I need to be the supervisor who says it's time for you to go because you are a bad employee at ... Right?
Exactly.
And now I promise you the image from that view is always going to be, hey, she or he had to make this tough decision and they made that decision.
Yeah, it's the goose.
It'll never be, I wouldn't say it'll never be, but like, it's rare that it's going to be, oh my God, she fired this person. She's so evil. Because I promise you the majority of the people who are working in that organization recognize the reason why you had to fire them. And it's
100%.
not going to be how do I look as a supervisor?
That first 2 weeks, as somebody who's done a lot of that too, a lot of firing people, there's always that first 2 weeks where the internal energy is like, oh, man.
Oh, yeah, like what happened?
But
it's also about how you terminate them too. You know what I'm saying? Like, is this public? Is this private?
Yes, but people aren't stupid. Right?
Yeah, of course.
So yes, but also at the end of the day, word gets out. You feel me?
But most people, when they see a fire, they get in check. Oh man,
Yeah,
such got fired.
anxious.
Hey, whoa,
Yeah, the anxiety starts to start.
They start talking their noise, but behind closed doors, they like, whoa.
And do a survey. If you're a real boss, do a survey.
Yeah.
Hey, how do y'all feel about the fire?
Oh no. So this is one thing I was gonna
Wow.
say too. If you're a boss and you're in a situation, I can't believe I'm saying boss. I hate that phrase.
I love boss.
If you are in upper management, or if you are developing and leading people,
Yeah, sure,
here's how you get out of it right here. Okay. That's not sugarcoated. I just don't like that word, boss. Like what? What is it?
That's-
Not in this culture.
People don't like the word fire. So
I
we
like the
use
word
terminate.
boss, but not in like that type of
Right,
culture.
right.
Like
Yeah.
if you're an actual boss, like you own something, go for it. But if you're like a manager, like
You like the word boss colloquially.
thank you, you're a manager. Okay, so as a manager or a supervisor or again people leader, whatever, and you're developing people, here's how you get it, bro. Really simple. Spend your time not firing them. Spend
Yes.
your time developing them.
Bro.
Get under them.
And not
Say,
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm not disagreeing with that
But when it
statement,
gets
but
to
there's
the point
time
of
where
fire,
yeah,
that's what he's
yeah,
saying.
this
no,
is to
he,
that
gets
point.
to
but
that
no,
point.
I'm addressing what she said about the culture. Like she did bring up the culture.
letting them go for culture reasons.
Yeah,
it's like,
so how you fix the culture is very, very simple. You don't have a lot to do. Let's go ahead and expose it. Go ahead. Let's put it out there. You don't have a lot to do, leader. You don't have a lot to do. Spend your time with that superstar, bro. Get under that superstar. Make them feel great. Push them where they need to be. Anytime there's a gap, go ahead and fill it, fam. Don't do that like, well, why you haven't filled it? Just fill the gap, fam. You ain't doing it.
right. The problem I have with the culture issue, just in general, if we're talking about this and helping people get unstuck, if you're a boss, if you're letting somebody go for culture reasons, I also need you to do some self-reflection
Come on.
what you want the culture to be.
Yeah, because you're driving the culture.
Thank you. If you are saying, I want this to be an inclusive culture, and then when you get somebody who is a little bit different and you don't know how to include them, and so they don't fit into what your culture has been, you see them as somebody who is not a cultural fit. When you've stated that you wanted to create a different culture.
And based on what I'm reading, it's not her
that's-
making the fire.
that's-
She's
and that's
saying
what I'm
she's
saying.
No, I'm just
seen some
saying,
of
but
these
she
stories.
said, I've been a boss. So I'm saying for her in general.
Yeah, I'm talking to her too. Yeah, she brought up
But she's
culture.
saying like, hey, like people are being let go, and like she's saying like, why are bosses letting people go because of culture issues rather than telling these people the truth?
Oh yeah,
That's
they're
what-
just
that's what
speaking
that
up for
lady-
Yeah,
themselves.
yes, that's exactly
that's
what
what
she's
she's
That's
saying.
a good way of putting it together.
Yeah.
That
But I'm
is-
saying like the truth shall set you free. Period. And, no, seriously, in business, that's a rule.
That's
when you're
the
an
real.
owner and a boss, that's a rule. At the end of the day, you're not firing somebody because they're trash.
Yeah.
You're not. You're firing somebody because they're lacking in a certain area or they did something. The culture issue. Tell them the truth.
Yeah.
Just period. Don't lie to them. Don't like. Well,
Oh no, and I would add,
let me take that back.
I would
Hold on, hold on.
add
I don't wanna-
one little
don't
thing
listen
to
to
that,
me.
bro. I would say this because you mentioned that the relationship is terminated.
Yeah.
The work relationship may be terminated, but how much time have you put into this employee before this termination has occurred does matter. And this
Yeah,
is the part
I
where
guess.
you can help them grow. Like, hey, when you're sandwiching this employee in the termination process, tell them the things that will help them grow. Tell them give them some opportunities to help them grow as you usher them out the door. Be like, hey, clearly you're not a fit here, but I've seen your potential
Yeah,
in so many things. I think that you could fit well here. Like,
Yeah.
that's just something that lets you know that, yeah, you may be fired, but I'm not burning the entire bridge.
By the way, we're assuming this is an amicable.
Right.
Right.
Because
If you're
9 out of 10,
stealing or
if you
you're-
had that conversation with me,
Yeah.
I'm just keep it 1,000, bro. if you had a conversation with me, you're telling me skills that you think are good skills, and most times I'm trying to tell you, yeah, I think they're good skills too, and I've been actually trying to tell you that you've been utilizing me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You have me in a position, and I've been telling you that, like, I want to do these X, Y, and Z, but you have me doing something else. The second we get, if you let go that we're ending your employment, I don't want to hear nothing else, bro. Put me to the HR person.
Don't develop me.
Yeah.
Well,
but
yeah,
as
but
a
I'm just
Because
saying,
it feels
But
condescending.
If
in a
somebody
way.
says that as a boss,
unless
like,
those skills
you're-
aren't literally applicable to the job.
Right.
100%. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, if somebody comes to me and say, "Hey, man, well, you're putting me in the wrong position," well, it sounds like you're a boss. You know, go do your thing.
Yeah.
As a boss, I can't.
No, here we
There's
go.
nothing you can
I'll give you a tangible example. Okay. You read a job description. A job description says you're doing X, Y, Z. You go to the interview. The interview is saying you're doing X, Y, Z. You're like, man, I love the culture here. I can do this job. I love the job, like what it seems
100%.
to be. And then this is the problem I think with interview processes. You only get one day to do the interview.
No.
So then you do the interview. They offer you the job. You get the job. Then you go to the job. And of course, everybody at the bottom puts what? Other duties as assigned,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you came to the job to do X, Y, Z,
But the other duties.
But
are
the
bigger
other
than
duties-
XYZ.
or not X, Y, Z.
Mm-hmm.
And because of the urgency of the job or whatever, what they think is the urgency, they keep putting A, B, C on you.
Mhm.
So you never get to do X, Y, Z. And you keep saying, hey, like, I want to be as supportive as I can doing A, B, C, but like really my strengths are X, Y, Z. That's why I took this job.
Real talk.
And bosses don't be seeing that as a good conversation.
No.
What they see it as is, oh, you're not
Threatening.
willing to do the
Yeah,
work.
it's threatening.
It's, you know what I'm saying? It's like, no. I want to do the work, but I also want to do the work that you hired me to do. That's what I was excited to do.
That's why.
And that's where
Yeah,
my expertise is.
Yeah, I agree 100% with that. And then, like I said, on the boss side, is like, hey, sometimes as a boss, adjusting is one of the greatest things of all times. And sometimes you just got to do what the task is. Like, hey, I'm the boss. I told you to do this. You know, if you
Bro,
don't like it, I
yes.
get it.
But
I get it. You know, I'm with you.
I feel like I'm. If this is what you're saying, this is probably one of the most factual statements ever. If you are a supervisor and you cannot do the job that you're asking your
somebody to
employees to do, you shouldn't be a supervisor, or at least you shouldn't
Yeah,
be their
100,
supervisor. Like, I can't stand at all the supervisors I've ever had in my entire life. The biggest struggles I've ever had with them are the ones who couldn't do the job that I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
And
and
then-
then couldn't do
and
it
then
at all.
wanna be
And couldn't
mad at me.
understand. Yeah, and they couldn't understand when I'm bringing this
Right.
information. And you can't even get this data. You can't get these numbers. You can't even understand what I'm doing. But you're supposed to be my supervisor. You should have some kind of knowledge. You should have this knowledge. And if you don't,
That's all I'm saying. Like, I'm not going to put you in a place where I'm a boss. I'm not going to put you in a place where you don't fit. You know what I mean? I might see, like, because I'm the boss, you have to allow me to see the potential in you. You know what I mean? You might see a vision for yourself, but I see the future. That's why I'm the boss. You know what I mean?
I agree with both
And,
sides.
and that's why I say I'm 50-50 on it. Like,
Yeah.
I get his point 100%. It's like, but sometimes the boss, you have to, like, you see something in that person. You just got to take that leap.
I'm okay
and
with
take that
that
L.
as long as you tell him.
That-
Yeah,
That's what
you
I'm
have
saying.
to tell him. You have to tell him.
Right,
If you
that's
don't,
what I'm
you
saying.
don't.
Because sometimes
Yeah,
it
you
be,
Yeah, yeah,
and
you're
I'm
right.
like, yo,
You're right.
and then
You have to communicate.
I'm just,
Yeah,
this is
if
something.
I'm
The
just
reason why I
working
say
and you
that,
ain't telling me
You
that,
have to
I'm like,
communicate that.
right. The reason
I
why
see
I say
something
that,
in
bro,
you or
is
something.
because
Yeah.
I literally, at my previous job,
Mhm.
I've been very vocal about this. That's exactly what happened. And I stated, all I stated was like, I would like more time to do the job that y'all hired me to do. Now, I said it in a way that was very tactful, so I didn't say it like that.
Yeah, you said that.
And they took that as threat. Like,
Mhm.
basically, I'm telling you, this is what I'm going to do this job, and that's the only job I'm doing.
That'd be
That's
my
not what I'm
issue.
saying.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
saying when y'all come to me and say, are you thriving here? Are you doing? I'm saying, I like it here, but also, I kind of want to do the job. Yeah,
That
it's
is
so
a good
heavy to
point.
do the other
That is a
stuff.
good
I
point.
want to do
Yeah.
the work that I'm passionate in. That's the reason why I signed this job.
Mhm.
It's
Teaching
hard to
the
speak
house
up
gonna
in
do
the,
that
in the
work.
business
It's
world.
hard, bro.
to
It's
speak up.
hard
Yes.
because
It's
people.
hard to
Especially
say
in
something to your
education,
boss.
too.
You're 100%.
It's hard to talk to your
say
boss because
something.
they just take
You
it
can't
like
tell your
as
boss
you.
nothing.
Yeah,
I-
because
It's supposed to be a mutually enhancing
because
100%
of
on
what
that.
circle
he's
right
right.
back to communication, right? If you have these early discussions, which are the hardest ones, because you
Yeah.
got to sit there and
You're setting the
Yeah,
standard.
you're right
Yeah.
on that.
Yeah.
Okay. So tell me, when I say this, how does it make you feel? That stuff is annoying.
But that's why you
But
say
you have to
culture, though.
have it.
Focus on the
Yeah,
culture.
Yeah.
focus from the
If you
beginning.
can build a culture where they feel comfortable to talk to you,
Game over.
It's game
Facts.
over.
Yes,
It's
right.
done. It's
Facts.
done.
Game
but
over.
also don't be blindsided either. No one
Yeah,
should
yeah,
just
fact.
walk up to being
Facts.
fired. Like, they should know
They should
what's
already know.
coming.
There
Yeah.
should be progressive discipline going on. But even in the culture that like people are able to come talk to you, there has to be some true reflection in with the feedback that somebody's giving you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
When the talk to you, that's the culture. I got to be able to come talk to you and say, hey, man, honestly, I was feeling a way about this, and let me just talk to you. And at the end of the day, I'm riding with you because I trust you, but I also need to get this off my chest.
100%.
And they're able to reflect and say, dang, okay, I didn't really think about it that way. Or sometimes I done had conversations like this in my previous job. So shout out to my supervisor right now, where it's been, I hear you, but we got to move this way. Yeah. And I've been 100%. And whatever you need me to do, I'm rocking with it.
Because I'd rather that. And one thing about where I work, I appreciate it. That's the entire environment.
Are you dropping a business name?
It's a Fortune 10.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm
The logo's on the cup. But
you know what I'm saying?
Don't be SNS, boss.
What's SNS?
It's God, you shouldn't have said it, man.
Oh.
It's a segment where a person, place, or thing finds herself in a stuck super situation. You thought I got
what
right.
the stuck is
You thought I
going
got
on?
Yeah.
5 weeks
April
in a row, baby.
Fools.
Wait, it's May.
Oh.
But yeah.
Corey, spin that wheel.
It's gonna be May.
That's Jeremy right now.
Oh, bro.
Hey, and shout out to my barber.
thing
He
I
watches
do.
this. You got me out here looking scruffy, cuz. Get your ass back from Hawaii.
Hey, no
He in
lie.
Hawaii. Remember,
Hey,
Why he eating that fish?
Yeah.
you got that Mama Fish House?
Look, I'm out here scruffy. Oh,
Yeah.
would it be stuck and stupid to include? Can we say that?
Sex
SCGGS?
education.
Oh, okay.
SCGGS, yeah.
Would it be stuck and stupid to include education in high school curriculum?
That's even worse.
Would it be stuck and stupid to include sex education in high school curriculum? That word is so powerful.
Stuckiest.
No.
I say stuck no.
I'm
I
stuck
say
in.
stuck no, but I'm really on the end
I'm on the end.
because I can see, especially if you have children and where the world is today, I can see where people are going. I know you have to protect your child and everything else. I 100% agree with that. I am also a huge advocate of harm reduction and being informed.
Yes.
Meaning, whether we give them the education or not, will they be?
Yeah, that's what I said about the gambling.
Will they
Open
be?
the floodgates.
No. But when we talk about there's the business involved in that is different. That's why I talked about where that's at. The people who are involved, there's typically only 2 parties involved, and maybe a third with a child or a fourth if they have twins or whatever else. So there's only 2 parties involved, and the life you're quote unquote may be ruining is really on your own. So I would rather, and I took 3 in college. They were the most informative classes I've ever taken.
Yeah, I took
because
one too.
what we think is sex ed is not sex ed.
No, it's deeper than that.
It's way deeper than that. You learn so much about the human body in general and different sexes and different genders and in general that you expand your mind so much so. What are you laughing? What you laughing?
Because in my brain, I know this is an ignorant question, but do they teach you about the?
It's like okay,
But
like
they
this.
teach you
like
about
this.
everything,
Did
bro.
you know
Yes.
that? Did you know that the clitoris is technically just an unborn penis?
Unborn,
No, I'm
it
talking
is.
about. Do they teach you how to like? I've never, guys. Come on, 2 weeks in college.
2
Do
weeks.
they teach you how to do all that?
No, they're not teaching you
I
how
just want to make sure.
to engage in certain
not
activities.
sexual activities.
No.
It's like the
I
sexual
didn't know
organ.
it was
But
massaging the clit.
this is perfect.
Serious.
Actually, I appreciate this because this is perfect.
Yeah, I don't know.
This is what most people think sex ed is.
See.
There's a boy, there's a woman. The boys have this, the women
Pound
have this,
town,
and
just
they
left pound
exactly.
town.
And that the amount of times. Remember, I took 3 classes, bro.
Yeah.
I don't think we ever talked about
the actual.
the
act.
physical
At all.
intimacy ever. No,
By the way, a clitoris is not an unborn penis. I'm just being silly.
right? Like
Oh, you're a friend. You're playing.
No, well, meaning
I'm not here
it's
about
You know
to-
how-
Hey,
you know
hey,
how
hey,
gullible
it grew.
he is,
I'm about to go to
It
social
grew.
media, boy.
it grew.
there's a scientific thing about what I was trying to say.
Yes.
So before I get destroyed on YouTube,
Basically, if we're talking sex in general, we all start out as female.
Yeah.
Anyway, and I won't get into the long and short of that.
yeah, because we can go down a
Yes.
rabbit hole.
Go ahead, Jern.
I say it's stuck no because knowledge is power, information is power, education is elevation.
There you go.
But at the end of
That's
the day,
higher ed stuff.
And
man,
that's
Greg Forensics.
what's his name? Hold on, what's his name? Consciously.
yes,
And he's
conscious-
an
Greg
education
Talk.
person.
yes.
Yeah.
All right, so
He used to work at OU.
Like at the end of the day, you took 3 classes. I only took 1 class, and that one class that I took, I learned more about the anatomy than A&P and bio.
Oh, A&P was tough.
A&P was tough. Like, but I
A&P was
still
tough.
learned more about like what I would use my human body for,
Yeah,
rather
yeah,
than like the medical A&P for it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so at the end of the day, here's the thing: should it be? I think it should be included in the curriculum as an optional course, not a required course. Does that
There
make
we go.
sense?
No, for sure.
You know, or what would we call electives? You know,
Electives. Like
Elective.
yeah. And not something that should be.
I think it's a higher
So
level.
literally,
elective.
like right
A
on the
high-level
choir,
elective.
sex ed.
You said what?
It's gonna be choir, sign language, sex ed.
I mean, in the same group of electives.
Of electives,
yes.
yeah, but
not
What would they
like
call? What would they
ranking them.
call it?
It could be that. It could be.
Woo! And you could just mark it off on your what was it, a scorecard? What do you call it? A Scantron?
It's different times.
That's
I
not
think
even
people
it.
are going
That's
to.
Scantron
And
for tests.
also, we're in the South. I think in certain regions, this is really encouraged.
Yes.
But go ahead, Matt. You got a lot of eyebrow raising and smirking.
Is this camera on me? Stuck, no. It should be in no high school curriculum. Are you crazy?
Are you saying
So
it should
you're
be
stuck.
in
Yes.
earlier?
So you're stuck. Yes.
Yeah.
Would it be stuck and stupid too?
Yes,
included?
it's
Yes.
stuck and stupid. It's so stuck and stupid. Okay, and I'm talking again from a personal place. I also only took one class, but guess when I took it? In college. And no,
I thought
it
that's
wasn't.
what we
yeah.
all said.
No, I know, but it says high school curriculum.
Right, but I would have the college course I took was pretty much a high school level course. Matter of
Yeah.
fact, they
Guess-
gave it. They teach it at high school.
But I'd rather it not. So I'd rather that the start be there. Now, is there going to be sex ed? Sure. I still think something, because I'm a spiritual guy, that should be something between the parent and their child, and whatever their rearing is from a spirituality standpoint. I think they should deal with it in that space. Now, does that stop people from doing what they're doing? No. But does it give them a platform to educate themselves earlier than they should be? We're already fighting it right now.
Wait,
that
I
statement
think-
is one I disagree with.
Yeah,
in two,
I
in
agree.
two phrases.
Or I agree
One
with
being, again, you're using the lens of it being physical intercourse, right?
Well, yeah.
But-
So I'm only, again, I'm talking about my experience based off of what I learned. And again, it wasn't just the intercourse, because we didn't learn about that at all in that class. I don't think we talked about that one time, to your point. I know what it stirred up inside of me.
Talk about reality.
Yeah, I'm keeping it real.
Right, but
hold on, wait.
the second
I know
part-
what I did during that semester after every class. You know, I know how it made me. I know what it activated inside of me. We're just keeping it real, right? Like, we could talk about the books all day. I'm just talking about like what happens when you leave a class like that at the age of 15 as a
Yeah.
dude. Like
And what happens when you go to school and you don't take that class and there's still women in there or somebody else in there that makes
Sure,
you feel the same way?
I think sex education is imperative.
This is my question.
I don't know
So
that
what
the
about
schools
the
should
drug
be
classes?
teaching it.
Or what about when they do the
Where's what you learning?
ribbon week? Huh?
Huh? At the house. That's what I'm saying.
But this is what I'm saying.
Uh-huh.
The premise of these type of courses are scientific. It's science.
Which
It's a
means the
science
education
class.
has to
Yeah,
be
so,
behind
yeah.
it.
I
I'm
don't
with
want
it.
home teaching that.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm with it, but okay, maybe let me back up. Maybe stuck Ann. And I'll tell you why I stuck Ann. I'll tell you why I stuck Ann. And no, it's very. I'm standing on business here.
Whoa,
It's stuck Ann in the event that, to Jeremy's point, one, it's not something that's a required in the
Yeah,
curriculum.
if it's 100%.
Number one.
100%.
Number two, what we have to vote on the science, because not everybody's kid is the same kid, and they're not going to be. I don't want you.
talking about the people?
I mean, we're talking about public schooling, right?
That's tough.
What you mean we have to vote on the science?
Yeah,
Like, you have to
I'm
agree
We
with
have
it?
to vote on, just like we're voting on
you're
right
saying
now.
not-
We're
But
voting to-
even then, this is another thing that I disagree with. Here's why I think home is important.
okay.
You can go. A person can go to school,
Okay.
learn something at school, and a parent can be like, "Let's talk about the nuance within that and what science actually is."
Sure.
Right? People arguing science is wild to me because
No,
the
I
basis
don't want you to
of,
argue science.
right,
That's not what I'm saying.
But I'm
so-
saying the basis of when it gets to science in general,
Mhm.
saying what should we everything in science is based off of studies and research, right? Like it's based off of
100%.
actual numbers, actual data, studies and research.
Yeah.
We know that there's a certain age when, if we're just talking about understanding who you are as a sexual being, happens. It's actually well before high school.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well before. So even if you get into the well, they shouldn't be learning at this age. Well, this is exactly when they're starting to explore it.
No, I'm not foolish. I'm not. So what I'm saying, I live in like a realistic. I live in a space that's like real. So yes, we can say on paper this is a good thing to try to do to allow the education of these young people to educate themselves so that they be more empowered to make good sexual decisions. That's what we're saying on paper, and by God, I agree with that.
I don't even think it's that.
Whatever. What else could it be if it's not for the education of people and the access to education?
Again, it's not just about making good sexual decisions in the sense of it being sexual intercourse.
Not necessarily. It doesn't have to be intercourse. It doesn't have to be intercourse.
If you're thinking of it in the lens of learning the body,
that's what I'm talking about.
Somebody's aspired to be a doctor or something when they grow up.
All of that.
This fits perfect.
Culturally, how sex plays a role culturally, has played a role from a historical aspect. Like, all of those things are
fantastic. So, like I said, from that perspective, I'm on board. Right. All I'm saying is that is on paper. In real life, we know that these groups, when they get a hold of that type of power, do not treat it properly.
Now, that's not real life.
You don't think so?
No. The data doesn't show that.
The data doesn't show that. The data doesn't show. So when you say the data doesn't show, what data are you talking about specifically?
Here's a perfect example. Here's a perfect example. I just closed Sky Factor. You know what Sky Factor is?
Yes.
It's a huge assessment, a satisfaction assessment.
Okay.
I used to work on alcohol and other drug task force for Stephenville. What county is it in? Erath County, right?
Or Erath.
Yeah,
Right.
One of the biggest misconceptions about college is everybody in college drinks. College people have an alcohol issue. That's all we ever hear, right? The overwhelming majority, we're talking over 75% of college students do not drink. They've never drank.
Wow.
This is also how we think about sex. We think everybody that's young is out there smacking, smashing, doing their stuff.
OnlyFans, all that.
The data will show you that's also not true.
Wow.
I didn't know that. What's the data on the kids having sex?
And I think there are a lot of them out here scared.
What's the data on kids having sex? I don't know this.
Well,
I'll put it in.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
No, I'm trying to understand, guys. I want to be educated.
That was just the way you said it was wild. The way you said it was wild.
No, it shouldn't be. It should be allowed in high school curriculum.
No.
I'm so confused.
No. That's funny because you're trying to bring irony into it. But what you're saying is, I'm not saying it for us. I understand what you're saying. I'm saying how they're going to spin that.
Oh, I already know what they're. I already know. We've already crossed that.
We need an editor.
We've already crossed that threshold. Yeah.
Hey, at the end of the day, look, and you know, one thing that you mentioned was like this has to be or can be a discussion with parents at home. That same discussion can be had with parents at home that says, "Hey, I think this is really important for you to learn. You need to go to school and learn this."
But I'm saying I can't find. Y'all saying I can't go to the library and find a sexual education book?
Hell no.
Okay, but now
saying,
you're asking something that's completely different from what we're explaining.
No, meaning like is high school curriculum the only place I can find sex education?
No. You're right. You're saying you can't. It's optional. You could do that work.
Yeah.
On the same side of the coin, what he's saying is host of school.
100%.
The school can do that work too.
And I respect
especially
it.
That's why somebody that got the knowledge, like the education.
Right, because
this is why I went to school
just to talk about.
You know what I'm saying? Like I will never be
yes.
against somebody educating their own kids. They want to homeschool them and you doing the work. I'm never against that.
Yeah.
I'm also not against the school educating them either.
I just feel like there should be support around it all the way around. And I think y'all agree with me there. So
100%.
So not only should the teachers be teaching sex ed, there should be the counselors ready to catch those
For
students who
sure.
are impacted by the new course curriculum.
And that's the problem, is that
that's what I'm
there's
saying.
no cohesiveness there.
So when I'm talking about I'm not talking about the individual teacher that can't get it across the line. I'm saying the system we can't
He
trust
building
it.
the infrastructure in his head. He
like,
said this, he building the whole
blueprint
that's what
I'm
of
saying. I'm saying like if I gave this to the product that is already at play right now and said, deliver it to my kids as is. Don't make no adjustments. Just take this education and deliver it to my kids.
I bet you if they change the name, I bet you'll be cool.
We tried. We tried changing names. People still kick back stuff. Don't talk about
they
DEI.
changed the name of something professional. I bet you they wouldn't even.
They still kick stuff back. We gave
but
DEI.
that's the thing though, because if you did that, because you're on to something, yeah, sure. But if you did that and then the parents figured out that they were learning,
tell them what it is.
Game
but like,
over.
No, tell them what it is. But instead of saying, "Dang, I gotta say it's sex," instead of saying the S word, just say, knocking down or something. Well, you can't say knocking. Well, you can't say that.
Spin
you can't say spinning. Spinning's good. Spinning.
Yeah, this is good.
Spin it education.
Spin it.
Spin the block.
Spin the block. Oh my gosh.
Not no high school kid. Oh, Is it stuck and stupid for college coaches? Oh, you like this? To respond. Is it stuck and stupid for college coaches to respond to students or players online?
Let me give you some context real
Please.
quick.
I was
This
about
is
to say.
about
Colorado?
This is about Colorado.
Okay, 100%.
Come on,
This is
Deion.
about
Keep going.
Deion Sanders.
I wanted to do it, but
Basically, there was a
Go
player who left Colorado, and he was talking about how like he felt disrespected there. That Coach Sanders never saw him as like a human. He just kind of trashed him out, and he wanted to put him in the portal already. And Deion and his sons responded back to him, basically like, "Well, that's because you trash."
Yeah,
That
I
was
saw
the response.
He said mid. He said mid.
Shadon
Don't do my
first,
boy like
right?
that.
Hold
He
on,
said mid.
Shadon
No,
first.
Shador said he trash.
Shador
Shador said he
jumped
trash.
it off.
I
Shador
thought,
jumped it
who
off.
was
And
the one that
then-
said mid? Somebody said mid.
No, maybe what Shador said he must have been mid.
Yeah, he said very mid.
Right.
He said very
But
mid. Don't do
then,
my boy like that.
yeah. And
I
then,
like Shador.
And
Don't do
then
my boy like that.
Deion said something wild too, but Deion responded. So like Shador, I would have expected it from, but I
100%.
wouldn't expect it from
Not
Deion.
from
So
Deion.
I say
Not from Deion.
I say yes, stuck yes. It's stupid for them to respond.
Circumstantially,
And
so I'm gonna
those-
go with stuck in. Let everybody get their stucks in. What do you think? I'm stuck in.
Yeah.
I'm stuck in.
I'm stuck. No.
It's not stuck
Let's
and
keep it
stupid.
in that context.
Yeah, I love it.
Keep it in the context of this conversation of a student has left your university.
Yeah,
and
if we're staying on context,
Stay on
I'd
that
say,
context.
I'd say
A student
it's-
has left your university
I'm
or
stuck no
college,
now.
and,
And they're
they,
talking
wait, listen,
about-
and they're
yeah.
just talking trash about you
No,
in the program.
no. They're talking about their experience there. So
Yeah.
he never really trashed Deion.
He
He
didn't
was
trash.
talking about his
Yeah.
experience.
But now now before I speak my piece, it is, am I basing it on just that, not about Deion's response, just that?
Keep that context.
Okay, then I'm still stuck no.
Me too.
Go ahead.
I'm stuck no because
I'm backing up the stuck no.
literally, you can speak about the program, you can speak about your experience. I too can speak to that. Doesn't mean I'm going to react that way, but I can
I'm
speak
gonna
to
give you a
that.
different stuck no. Hold on. Wait, so you said my name. I was like, you talked about bro, it was your experience, but you could have said a lot of other things. I could have been like, I just didn't really enjoy my time at Colorado, and I'm happy to be here at this. And that could have been my experience. Oh, I was a number. He treated me like crap. Oh, you're back now. You're going into the characteristics, and now you're talking about me.
No, he didn't.
Well, I
He
mean, at the
said,
end of the day,
if
you
I-
can be like, I'm sorry you felt that way. I hope you have a great future in whatever
that means
your
I can
endeavors.
respond. That's what
Yeah,
I'm
but
saying.
that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I'm stuck no, because
That's
like I can
what I'm
still
saying.
respond
I totally
and still
agree.
be professional.
I could be like, even if now we didn't say nothing about professionalism on that thing. You just said respond. So
Sugarcoat.
Now,
if we
that's
respond,
not
I
sugar-
can-
I said the reason why I stay stuck is this right here. Is the online portion.
yeah,
There you go.
Meaning
forever.
it's the coaching system, as you know, it's tight woven.
That's
Come
right.
on.
Okay. The other coaches they already know about him.
Mm-hmm.
They've already called Deion.
Mm-hmm.
They've already talked to Deion.
Mm-hmm.
People know you transfer. I promise you, the other coaches know
before they
what was
even
going
look
on.
you up.
Facts.
Mm-hmm.
Snag that.
That's
portal
why you don't
quick,
hit the portal before you got another team. You hit the portal when you got another team.
which is illegal.
What they do it
Anyway,
anyway,
yeah, forever.
right? As Matt would say, we live in reality.
Yeah,
They do it
yeah,
anyway.
I know what it says on paper.
So for me, it only ever looks bad for the coach to do it online. That's why I say stuck yes, bro. It's like, bro, you're still the coach of the program. You have students who are coming in, new potential students who are coming in, and you have your team there, bro. It's only ever going to be a bad look for you.
Yeah.
If this was like another coach,
It would have been bad.
sure.
Yeah.
But as a player, you have to know that some people are going to come in, bro, and they're going to have a bad experience in your program.
Yep.
It's
Especially
life.
with that many bodies. Like,
You're gonna have that's life.
Yeah.
They're gonna have a bad experience in that program. Let them tell their story. You're still creating a culture to where wherever you're headed. The second you start getting into the antics online, then you allow everybody else to create a narrative about you, in which
100%.
they're not on the inside.
Yeah, I mean, I would hear that argument and say, but it don't matter because it's gonna happen anyway. Because somebody's gonna ask me in the interview, what's the difference? They're gonna put that interview online.
Yeah,
No. Then you
Yeah,
just
yeah,
say
yeah.
like that's when you give that professional
No,
response.
but what if he gave the same response? I'm saying in the interview. What if the interview came out and he was like, "Oh yeah, he was just mid."
Again, then we get into another conversation of like, do you talk negatively about players
who aren't your
Like I said,
players?
just
who aren't
to
your
this-
players? Yeah.
Yeah,
just
I'm- of course.
specifically to this, the assignment of this.
Yeah,
But yeah, I'm stuck here with him. I mean, I'm stuck at really. Stuck
yeah,
no way,
because you really want to say something bad to him, but you ain't want to
yeah.
respond.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, realistically, bro, you're trying to get other players. Nobody want to be. No,
Bro, we
nobody-
know why you never leave a program, and this was something I had to do, bro. Like when I transferred, I was not a right fit for that program.
You gotta be
100%.
acceptable. You gotta have that in your brain. And here's the worst part: even if you're right, that maybe it wasn't your fault, you still gotta.
Yeah,
Yeah, it just
you gotta
wasn't for me.
catch
Yeah.
Is it stuck and stupid to stay in a marriage just because you have kids?
Ooh, that's heavy. Oof. I don't know about this
Man,
one.
I'm stuck
This is
in.
a toughie.
I'm stuck in.
Yeah, that's tough.
I was
Wait,
stuck.
just because you have kids?
I'm gonna say stuck. I'm gonna say
yes.
stuck.
I'm stuck. No.
Man, I really want to be. I'm stuck no too. Wait,
I'm
no,
stuck
no,
no.
no.
I'm stuck in.
I'm stuck
no.
yes.
Whoa.
I'm stuck in.
Everybody got different ones?
Now, I'm going against my true. Biblically speaking, there's a couple of things that that has to happen for me to be able to just walk away and be okay with it. Those things are very rare. It's very specific. So it's like
I wouldn't say it's rare. At least one of them.
no, meaning like separated from the common. It's
For
very
sure.
specific. You do this one thing, it's a wrap. But everything else, is not. So in my mind, I'm like, to stay because of the kids. That's why I'm kind of like, yeah, stuck. Yeah, I mean, because what else is there? Unless it's that big one, right? If it's a big one, I'm still like,
Pause.
yeah, whoa,
Yeah,
no, Diddy.
you're out of control. man.
But even that, bro, having kids now, I used to be. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna be vulnerable. I used to be that dude that was like, boy, you cheat on me, you out of here. You know what I'm saying? Don't even think about it. But with the kids, you start thinking, and I know this is horrible for them because you may. Let me make a disclaimer. If you're not ready to do the healing work, then you can't stay. You can't stay.
Yeah.
You can't stay. If you're ready to go through the work to heal, so your kids don't have a horrible experience with their father and their mother, then you go ahead and stick it out and you make it work. And that's why I say stuck in. But if you ready to be resentful the whole time, you know what I'm saying, out cheating on her the whole time because you want to get your get back and all that nonsense, or talking to her crazy in front of the kid, just go ahead and cut it out, bro.
That's why I say yes, because the thing says just because of the
Yeah,
kids.
Yeah.
Your sole reason for staying,
Yeah.
for whatever you may
Get up
have
outta there.
put up with, is just for the kids.
Yeah, gotta go up out of there.
Nah, son.
Look, I'm gonna tell you right now, it's 2024. Kids have access to a lot of information as is.
Too
It's
Christmas.
just right.
Don't touch my
But,
mama.
like,
Don't touch my Doritos.
like for real. It's just one of those things where you have to realize kids see this. They see it. And then it becomes something that is ingrained in them
Mm-hmm.
forever. Like,
Either way.
I mean, like either way, right?
Yeah.
So like you're sticking through it, but y'all are toxic in the household. That's mentioning, and then that can ingrain like, oh, I think this is how all relationships should be,
Mhm.
and boom, you create a vicious cycle.
And this is how you know they can't
Um,
process it, because like my kid, when we get loud, it
you
can be
start crying.
No. He
Oh.
gets loud. He starts making a bunch of noise.
Right.
But we could just be talking to each other in a loud tone, like no argument, no nothing. We just be talking, and my kid will be like,
Yeah.
because
Because
like that's how you know they're not even
Right.
able to process it. So you're like traumatizing
Right,
them.
right.
Because he
It's
feels
literal
uncomfortable, but he
trauma.
don't know what to do
He don't
with
know
it.
what to do
Right.
with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So-
I feel like it is one of the most traumatic things you could do to a kid. One of the most is like just sticking it out when there's no actual love there. There's no
Yeah, they just wanna
there's
see
no
how consistent-
relationship. You know, like I understand. I like, don't get me wrong. I'm speaking as a person who is both single and without kids, but I see so much.
Yeah.
I've seen so much.
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell you, kids be absorbing everything, and it is going to be detrimental in the long run.
Yeah.
There's no positive sticking with, like, staying together when it's
Unless,
Or sometimes
again,
even when they
you
get
wanna do the
older,
work.
like I've seen this happen before with a couple of my peeps, where like as soon as they went to college, the parents got divorced, and then that is an even thing for the kids too, because they're like,
so
dang, they
y'all
really,
were
because
faking-
now they're old enough to recognize
y'all were
Yeah.
faking it the
they
whole time.
really only stay because of me.
You played
Yeah.
me. Yeah.
And now I feel like
Now I gotta-
I'm
I
the
gotta
reason. It's my
internalize
fault,
that.
right? So there's just, that's what I'm saying. Is like everything is such a choice, bro. Like you
It
have to
is.
really dive in every single day.
Yeah.
And I do think having a multi-parent home is very important. And I also think there are a lot of families out there who are doing co-parenting the way it should be done.
yes,
And these kids are being raised by a village of great, wonderful people.
yes, and
they're
it's
gonna benefit from
it's
that.
not impossible anymore, especially because of how much information is and resources that are out there. Like, it is not hard to do anymore. Like, you're not alone. You ain't got no cell phone, so you got to go up to the payphone on the corner of the street. No, you ain't got that
Yeah,
anymore.
you got
Like,
none of that.
No, we are
You're-
in the best time to be
Yeah.
alive.
You can do
yeah,
FaceTime,
and the
all
best
Or
that.
time to
like,
do all that.
imagine, bro, like, here's the scene. This is like a movie scene, but imagine this, bro. You know, you and your wife got divorced. Your son is playing football. You both got remarried. Let's say that happens.
Mhm.
Mhm.
But y'all split time with your son, and you go to the football game. and it's such an amicable relationship that when the son looks up in the stand, he sees both of his moms, both of his dads, in cheering him on in a way that they're like supportive and amicable with each other.
That's got to be better. 4 is better than 2. 4 is better than 2 in this scenario.
Bro,
I ain't gonna lie, as a guy, like I can only imagine, like, so you can, if you're in that moment and you're seeing your son going to your movie and you see your son, like, as a man, I'm like, dang, like I know as a man, you're like, dang, I want to knock her down. You know what I mean? Like, no, I know y'all wasn't expecting that. No, I'm just saying, like, cause you already been with her before.
Bro, I'm
I know
so lost.
when everything is good, it's like when everything is good, it's like, dang, we divorced and whatever. I can only imagine.
But you know what's
feeling,
crazy?
bro, like,
I know what I know what you're trying to
I
get
can
across.
only imagine that feeling.
I know
bro,
what you're
like,
trying to get across.
Sitting
because
there at the stadium, you got your ex fiance. Everything is going kosher.
Yeah, for sure.
Your son's just scored a goal, dunked on everybody. Everything good. Like,
nobody
you look at her
arguing.
like, do you want to hug her? Like, what's up? Like,
Bro, what you're explaining is you've been on a great diet and you walked in Krispy Kreme.
100. There you go. There it is.
Yeah.
Like, I just wonder. I don't want to wonder that. Nobody wants to be divorced.
You know it's good and it's gonna taste good.
Yeah,
But it's also like
Going
you're
to
gonna feel
ruin-
bad in the end.
Well, I know it's gonna be bad.
No,
I'm just
he's
saying, like, that
saying-
feeling
No, but
is
I'm saying,
like.
yeah,
in
that
the
feeling is
moment,
there.
I want to grab a
Right,
donut out
and
the icing.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like,
that's what I'm saying.
damn, like,
You're on
this
the
is what I've
diet.
been searching
and
for
you walk in
forever.
Krispy
Y'all
Kreme,
with
you like,
these
dang,
analogies, bro.
I ain't gonna lie, I gotta miss the Krispy Kreme.
but
The
that-
hot light on.
But that's why I'm like, that's why I said stuck no. Like, I'm really stuck in now because I made really good points. But I said stuck no at first because the time. You can't put a time on anything. Like, you just don't know. And like that same thing could have happened. Like say if y'all didn't divorce and we went to the game, that same emotion could have happened. Like, but you can't put a time limit on it.
But faking emotion is still very legible. Like, people can see that, including
100%.
kids.
But again, that you're putting a time. For me, it's a time limit on it. Like, okay, I'm faking emotions, but that could switch.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, but emotion. I see where you're going. That's a very valid point. There could be a almost an aha moment, right? But the right, you know, where the light comes on, right?
That's what I'm basically trying to say.
But it's at the expense of the kids.
Emotion,
that's a good point.
Yeah.
right? It's not just, but emotion also has to be tied to behavior.
Well, that's why I said
And so
that's a good point.
emotion is always short.
That's right.
Yeah.
It lives in moments, right?
Mm-hmm.
Behavior doesn't.
No, it's patterning. It's
Exactly. Behavior lives always.
Mm-hmm.
Emotion lives. If I'm crying now, I'm not gonna be crying in 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm happy now. I may not be happy in 10 minutes. I'll probably be another emotion. It lives short. That's why people say, don't make a 10-second decision
Last your lifetime.
that'll last your lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
Because the emotion will get you. That's why people be cheating. They get caught up. You know what I'm saying? We was just at the club. She was twerking. It was just there, whatever.
And but what I'm trying to get, like, my dad one day, he tells a story in his credit class how this lady and this guy, they were having a bad marriage. And he stayed because of the kids. That's why they stayed in the same house. But until they went to his credit class and started, like, working on their credit, that's when they decided to, like, you know.
Make it work.
Yeah, make it work.
Yeah.
Like, they were in therapy, stuff was, like, doing their thing and all that. But once they went to my dad's credit class, start working on their credit together and working on finances, it gave them a new boost. But because of him staying because of the kids, that's what led to that point. That's why I said a time limit.
You know what you're
like,
explaining.
like, sometimes you have to lock in and say, man, as much that's why they say through thick and thin, as much turmoil as there is, like, it might be a light at the end of the tunnel, but we'll never know unless we get there.
Well, what you're explaining is what I said, which is if you're willing to do
the work. That's what I'm saying.
And
that's
that's
what I'm saying with the behavior.
That
It's
is
like,
right.
if you're willing to do the work, go for it.
He
But
went to that class.
If the credit class came up and he was like,
Now I see what you're saying. Yeah, and they went to therapy.
Right. They went to therapy,
You're
and the
right,
credit class was tangible for him.
You're right.
You
You know what I'm saying? I'm sure your dad had a play in that too, right?
Yeah.
Where he's like, oh man, like this person is inspiring me to actually put the work in to actually do this.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Because some people, they not.
I didn't
Yeah,
get it.
if that credit class popped up and they both was like,
Wrap us up.
nah,
bro.
man,
Yeah.
This was a good one, bro.
Yeah.
It was a little, I ain't gonna
nah,
lie.
man,
You know what
we
I'm
might
saying?
get 25 views on that.
2,500.
We got 30 last week.
Oh my gosh.
Hey,
But, you
get
know what I'm
these
saying? 25 or not, you know what we're going to do? We're going to hold our chin
I was
up,
gonna say the same thing.
hold our head high,
Yes, sir.
because that is the lesson of today. Whether you get terminated from your job or not, hold your head high. Okay?
Your boss.
If you, exactly, you have to leave your marriage or whatever, hold your head high. There's a lot of positive things in the future for you. I promise you that. But you have to work for it too. You got to do the work. You ain't not willing to do the work, ain't going to happen. And if you do the work with your head down, you ain't going to like it.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you like it or not, you still need to drink your tea, get some sleep, and be well. And we gonna see y'all next week.
If it's up,
It is
It's
stuck.
stuck.
hey, neutralize.
What is it? The braids?